Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to be talking about a bow accessory called a clicker. Now what a clicker is it makes a clicking sound and it tells an archer when they've reached full draw and that it's time to release their arrow. Why that's important is, especially on a recurve bow, is these don't have a draw stop like a compound bow, so you can pull these pretty much indefinitely. And if you have just even a slight variation in your draw length, that can really impact where your arrows hit downrange. And that second component of telling you now is the time to release the arrow is more of a mental thing. You know, that little voice in your head that says shoot now can be detrimental to accuracy, and the clicker just takes care of that for you. So clickers come in a few different varieties. The one on this bow, this is a sight mounted clicker. These are great for archers that need to leave their arrows a little bit longer. So if you're a youth archer that's growing a lot, and instead of buying new arrows every few months, you just leave your arrows a couple inches longer, and then you just adjust your clicker. Another reason why you might want a sight mounted clicker is for tune reasons. If a longer arrow helps weaken that spine, if you're trying to shoot like a big diameter indoor arrow, or if you're just pulling a light draw weight, a sight mounted clicker is the way to go. The other option mounts inside a bow's riser. It's probably the most common type that you'll see, is the type that mounts right on the bow's riser. Those obviously you have to have your arrows cut pretty precisely. And then the third type is a limb mounted clicker. Those are mostly just for traditional archers who want to have a clicker on their bow but don't want anything to interrupt their sight picture. Now, adjusting your clicker, it's pretty simple. What you'll do is you'll nock an arrow, you'll draw your bow back, hit your anchor point, get all the way to full draw, and then from there you'll want to note by using your friend or have your cell phone camera handy where your arrow is in relationship to your clicker, and then just adjust it from there. And then what you're trying to do is you're trying to find a sweet spot where the clicker isn't too easy to set off, but it's not too hard to get to go off. And if you are having trouble getting your clicker to go off, the issue is probably your form, and it's most likely something related to your bow arm shoulder. If your bow arm shoulder is creeping up like this, that can cause inconsistencies in draw length, as well as, so let's say the camera is the target, issues with alignment, so variations between here and here. So you have the same anchor point, but your shoulder alignment is slightly different on every shot. That can cause a big difference in your draw length. And you want to have both of those things nailed down before you even try to use a clicker. Now, in terms of coming up with a process for getting that clicker to go off, that little bit of movement at the end of the shot, that's going to really be up to the individual archer, the style of archery or style of technique that you're trying to use. There's a lot of different varieties out there, so work with your archery coach and find out what's going to be best for you. But one tip that I would give you is to not think of the anchor point as the end of your draw. Instead, think of your anchor point as the beginning of your execution phase. So when you get to your anchor point, nothing stops. It's just another step. You hit your anchor point and they're moving on to your other steps of your execution process. Use that little tip. I think it'll be a big help. Anyway, that is pretty much the basics of clickers. They're a really important accessory, especially for Olympic recurve archers. Keep your draw length consistent, let you know when to release that arrow. So if you're ready to use one, throw one on, get it tuned up, work with your archery coach, and have fun. I'm Scott with Archery 360. We'll see you in the next video.